I have been on Zepbound for a full month and I am actually shocked at the results. If you're interested, keep on watching because I have all the juicy details. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Anit, and if you are new here, I share lifestyle, beauty, and faith content, as well as my weight loss journey on Zepbound. I release those videos every Friday. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. Guys, we are almost at 1K, and I am so thankful for each and every one of you, for all of my current subscribers. Thank you for your support and for everything that you guys are doing to support me in this weight loss journey. It has been so encouraging. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's get into it because I got some good stuff to share with you guys. All right, guys, today we start 5 milligrams. Here we go. We have the instructions for use, the product information, and the first shot of the box. So I'm going to leave it out for about 45 minutes and then we will start. Be kind to me. We're going to start you off in my tummy. I guess right here. Well, that just happened. I have started a new month on Zepbound now at 5 milligrams. If you guys have been following my journey, you guys know that I had been losing weight every single week. Today, I do the final weigh-in of the first full month as well as measurements. So please stay tuned for that. And then I'm going to discuss how much I've lost in total between inches and weight. But guys, let's talk about the symptoms first. Okay. So the symptoms have been pretty much the same. And I've been nauseous, reflux, a lot of heartburn lately, and dry mouth. That has been really my symptoms for week 4. And my biggest mistake was last week, day 1 of the 4th shot. You guys, I shared with you that I was on my wedding anniversary. So thank you for those who had wished me a happy anniversary. You guys were too kind. So hubby decided to take me to dinner that night. And I got all dressed up. I really, was feeling the moment. And we went to this amazing place and we ordered steak and some truffle fries, right? I was probably full by the 3rd bite. I had eaten good throughout the day because if you guys recall the week before that, I did not eat well and I got really sick day 1 because I did not eat until the evening. So week 4, the start of week 4, I had eaten a good breakfast. I did my recording. I ate light throughout the day and then we went out to dinner. And after the 3rd bite, I really was full. I should have stopped there is all I have to say. I should have stopped at the 3rd bite because when I went to sleep, well, I didn't sleep. I did not sleep that entire night. The food was sitting at the top of my stomach the entire time. I felt so disgusting. I could not shake it off. I took Pepto. It helped a little bit, but I was tossing and turning the whole night because I just had that food just sitting here. And the takeaway from that, do not push yourself. Do not push yourself past what you can tolerate. If 2 bites is all you can tolerate, stop at 2 bites. I was pretty much done at 3. And the steak was like really thick. It was so good. And that's why I didn't want the experience to end. And I think this is my relationship with food in general. I love food so much that even not being on the shot, I'm probably full, but I keep pushing myself because I enjoy the food so much. I did that being on Zepbound, and it was not a good idea because I regretted it the entire night. And I did not get to eat till the following night on Friday because I felt that food sitting inside me. It was my son's birthday the following day, and we went out to eat. I was able to eat seafood. It was lobster, so it's not like I was eating a whole lot, but I could not eat throughout the entire day. What happens when you don't eat on Zepbound? You get nauseous. So I was a little bit nauseous with the fact that I had that food still sitting there. I took a few shots of Pepto. Guys, it was absolute insanity those first 2 days of my 4th shot. So please, if you guys are full, don't push yourself. Like, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't. But I did have an amazing time for my anniversary. All right. So that concludes symptoms for week 4. Oh, and of course, the reflux and the heartburn. So that was also a thing. The inner thigh was where I injected myself last week on my right side. And it's right or left. I can't even remember at this point. But I still have the soreness in my glutes and my thighs. I started this week in my stomach. So this is the first time I injected myself in my stomach. A lot of you have commented that it's more effective in the stomach. So I am trying it there. I'm a little bit nervous about the symptoms. I'm a little bit nervous if it's going to be more severe. I've heard mixed reviews on that, but I guess tune in next week and we'll find out how I did on the 5 milligrams and doing it in the stomach, and to see even if that is going to increase the weight loss for the week. So I have been at a steady 2.5 pounds every single week. So I am curious to know if being on the 5 milligrams is going to boost that even further. I've lost inches throughout the week. So we're going to jump into measurements now and see how I did. Guys, I talked about this last week. I started this new digital tape. Thank you guys for the comments on letting me know how to use this. 100% a game changer. I was playing around with it and then I understood what you guys were saying, but I will show you in a little bit. This is great to log on your app. So I started logging it on my app. I actually downloaded it here on my iPad as well because I use my phone to record. So I wanted to be able to use it here. All right. Thank you, Avery. All right, guys. So last week I kind of cut off where I was measuring. I am making sure that it is in frame today. So this is the measuring tape that I am using. It's called Renfo. It is a digital tape. You simply turn it on at the power button. And this little thing, you loop it on. And thank you again to those who told me how to use it. And you put it in this little slot right here and you lock it in. And for the arm, it is super helpful. I'm just giving you an example because I loop it already and then I just hit the side and it tightens it up. And right there, it gives me the measurement. Like, how cool is that? And you guys don't see me struggling like I did last week, looking like I did not have a clue at what I was doing. So that is pretty cool. And then it logs it right into the app. All right, so you guys already know I am going to put last week's measurements up here and we are going to start. Let's start with the waist. So I am going to unlock this here because I already had it locked. I am going to bring this down a little bit and we are going to let it all out. Bring this around. Like I said, we're going to hook it up into this little pocket that it has and then you tighten. I'm going to write it down because my iPad is acting up, of course. Why wouldn't it? All right. It says, let me release a little bit. 34.17. 34.17. We're going to do the chest. Bring this up, bring this down. Okay, and then tighten it up a little bit. Right here. We have got 37.24. I am going to now do the hips. Done. 43.03. 43.03. Then we're going to do the left thigh. Bring this up a little bit. Really takes the guesswork out of it for me. Can this really be? It's literally giving me 22.16 on my left thigh. 22.16. And let's just do the right thigh. I'm just gonna leave it already hooked and then just slide it, and then I'll slide it and then tighten it. But look at how much easier that is. You guys saw me struggling. Get this hair out of my face. Okay. So right here in the thigh, I'm gonna tighten it. This is insane. 23.7. 23.7. We're going to do my left arm. Look at how this is so much easier than last week, guys. All right, so I just want to show you from this angle, tightening it right there. Can you see that, guys? I hope you guys can see that. 13.66. 13.66 right there. All right. 13.66 on the left arm. Let's do the right arm. And 13.42. 13.42 on the right arm. You know I'm feeling myself, right? I love this little guy. Like, now that I know how to work it, I really love this little guy. Let's do the weigh-in. Don't mind the toes. I'm getting 169, guys. 169. I've officially come out of the 170. 169. All right, guys. We did the measurements and we did the weigh-in. And now we are going to do the overall total of inches lost and weight lost in the first 4 weeks of me being on Zepbound. All right, I had to put it in my computer and read it off here because it's a lot of information. So my starting weight was 177.8 on July 31st when I first started this journey. My current weight is 169 pounds. Total weight lost in the first 4 weeks was 8.8 pounds. 8.8 pounds. Do you understand how difficult that was, me doing it by myself? Like, for years, like, this has been incredible. The fact that I've lost this much weight in 4 weeks. I don't think that I have seen this much weight loss since I was in my 30s in a month. Okay. So that's huge for me, guys. Inches lost. So on July 31st, inches, I started at 36 and a half at my waist. My bust was 40 and a half. My hips were 44 and a half. Left thigh 24, right thigh 23 and a half. Left arm 16, right arm 16. So now total inches lost in the waist is 2.33 inches. My bust, 3.26 inches. Hips, 1.47 inches. Left thigh, 1.84 inches. Right thigh, 0.43 inches. We knew that this was a thing. I don't know why my right thigh wasn't losing as much as the left. Left arm, 2.34 inches. Right arm, 2.5 inches. So I've lost a good amount of inches. Overall inches lost, 14.25 inches in 4 weeks overall. I'm floored. Like, I'm absolutely floored. I'm excited. I am happy. I feel good. I can't wait to see what this next month brings. Also, guys, look at the side by side. This is when I started at the beginning of my journey, and today, current day, the side by sides of my pictures. I feel like I look different even on camera. I can see that I'm starting to slim down. My face is slimming down. I'm just beyond ecstatic. I am now on the 5 milligrams. Let's see how I do, but I do have to up my exercise game. I started noticing throughout the week in my thigh that the elasticity in my skin is looking a tad wrinkly, which means that it's time to tone. I cannot mess around with this. I cannot not work out at my age. Like I said, I'm 43. I need to put in the work so that I am not looking saggy. So I decided that I am going to join the Queen Warriors program again. I really enjoyed it a few years back. I'm going to do it again. The thing is that I'm a Latina. I do love my curves. I don't want to be just, very skinny with no curves. I am a curvy girl naturally. I've always been a curvy girl since I was young. So I want to keep my curves. I just want to tone and tighten, and I want to look good. Like, I want to hang on to what I can of my body for as long as I can. I'm in my 40s. If I can, look good for the next 20, 30 years of life, 30 is like really kind of shooting it really, really high, but you never know. Like, you can look good in your 70s, but I really want to get there. I want to look good. I want to make sure that I'm not drooping anywhere. So I am bottom heavy. I want to make sure that that just doesn't like start drooping down, because that's not going to be a good thing for nobody. No. And just making sure that I'm just feeling good and strengthened. So this journey overall for the first month, I am absolutely loving it. Yes, the symptoms are something that you have to get used to, but if you know how to manage it, like getting ahead of eating and not letting yourself go hungry, tackling that before you get nauseous, that is a good thing. Not overeating, don't do the don't do what I did, and just making sure that you are looking at your symptoms and seeing what triggers it. I've had a lot of reflux lately, but I've also had salsa. I had Mexican earlier this week, and I noticed that after that I was having a lot of reflux. So just keeping those things in mind, know how to manage your symptoms, know what's triggering your symptoms, and maybe changing it up. That goes a long way. For nutrition, listen, I can't sit here and tell you that I've been eating 100% healthy this entire time. I have not. I'm going to display some foods that I actually have eaten, everywhere from Mexican food to homemade food, French toast, everything that you can think of, I've eaten. The thing is that being on this weight loss shot, I do not eat as much as I used to. And that to me is where the biggest takeaway is that my diet hasn't really changed, but how much I consumed has. And that to me, I think, was what was contributing to so much weight gain. And I really enjoy sugar, which meant I loved cakes, cupcakes, anything with sugar, I love. And it really has curbed my appetite in the sweets department. And I think that's why I've been able to lose this kind of weight without really altering my diet, because I don't stuff my face as much as I used to. If I make pancakes in the morning, before I could eat 3 pancakes, drown it in syrup and butter. And now I'll have one pancake, if that, and I'll probably eat half of it, and I'll still have my coffee, because coffee is a non-negotiable, but maybe I'll opt not to have sugar. If I feel like having sugar, maybe I'll put one. I don't go crazy. Even the sugary drinks, if I go to Dunkin' Donuts and I get myself a sugary drink, I can't have that many sips of it. If I went to McDonald's and I had the frap, the caramel frap, I could probably have half of that, if that. So the way that I've eaten has changed because I don't consume as much. And that's really what I've taken away from this, is just like the way that I'm consuming food. I really need to train myself that once I am off this shot, whenever that may be, I cannot go back to eating the way I did. The way that I pushed myself during my anniversary dinner, I was full at 3 bites and I kept pushing myself. I shouldn't have done that. I was sick for the rest of the night, all for what? Because I enjoyed the flavor so much. I should have packed it up and had the rest the next day, which I did do. Earlier this week, my husband and I went out for Mexican food. I don't eat out this much, but he's been on vacation. We didn't get to go away. So, part of me being on vacation is that I don't have to cook as much. And he's kind of like accommodated me in that way. It's just like, okay, I'm not cooking as much. Maybe we'll go out, we'll have some food. But we went to a Mexican restaurant earlier this week. And when I got full, I stopped and I said, okay, I'm going to stop here. And I took the rest and I ate it the next day. And that was a perfectly fine solution. It's not about what I'm eating as much, more so how much I'm eating of it. And that to me is the biggest takeaway of this journey. And it's telling me a lot about the way that I eat and how I like to consume food. I am an overeater. I'm an emotional eater. And I need to learn how to train my brain and my stomach to eat less and not to gravitate towards the sweet stuff, opt for different things. So that is my goal for this month, coming into the 5 milligrams, just learning how to eat better. I'll still eat what I like to eat, not as much of it, but now let's start working on the healthier meals. So let's hope that goes well. Let's get on track with this exercising, because I did do some light exercise throughout the week in my pool. You know, I was doing a lot of stretches. I was kind of squatting in water, or I was doing leg lifts in the water, moving my arms. So I won't say that I didn't work out at all. I'm very active in just housework alone, up and down the stairs. I'm sorry for my dog, but I am very active as it is. But I need to do more because I need to start toning and lifting weights. All right, I'm rambling now, but I am very excited. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please keep updating me on how you are doing in your weight loss journey. Again, it doesn't have to be a weight loss shot. You can be doing this naturally. I've seen a few of you comment that you are doing it naturally, and I really commend you. Like, I admire you because you guys are doing it. I needed this assist because I couldn't control myself. And I'm going to be actually putting out another video about my year entirely, this past year, and the struggles that I've gone through. But I'm happy that something like this exists for people who struggle with weight loss, because I said it before, this is not an easy journey for anyone. And you want to feel good about yourself. I want to feel good about myself again. I want to feel good in my skin. I've lost weight and I can see it in my pants, in my shorts, in my dresses. And a few weeks ago, I couldn't even fit into them. And, you know, I'm just really happy. I'm feeling great. And I am happy that I can share this with you guys and that you guys are here for the ride and supporting. So thank you again for being here. Let's check in next week and see how I did on my first week on 5 milligrams. Wish me luck, everyone. Guys, may you have a blessed one, and that God may bless you in new and amazing ways. Have a good one, everyone.